Good day, and welcome to the Government House Weekly Press Briefing for the week of Monday, May 8th, 2023. I am Government House Communications Director Richard Mota for the benefit of the radio listening audience. Joining me for this week's briefing is Assistant Commissioner Ruben Malloy for the latest COVID-19 data and information on where Virgin Islands residents can get a COVID test, vaccine, and booster this week. But before we go to the Department of Health, Governor Albert Bryan Jr. is back in the territory after a week of successful meetings in Boston with top officials at Fenway Sports and others centered around pushing economic development, business relations, and sports tourism in the United States Virgin Islands. The Governor and Tourism Commissioner Joseph Bashalti also met with JetBlue CEO Robin Hayes for airlift between New York and the island of St. Croix. Governor Bryan is scheduled to travel out of the territory again this weekend. This time, however, he was invited by his alma mater, Wittenberg University, to deliver the keynote address at the university's class of 2023 commencement this coming Saturday, May 13th. While delivering his remarks at the keynote, while delivering the keynote address at the commencement this Saturday, the governor will also be awarded an honorary doctorate degree of humane letters from Wittenberg University. And so we want to take this time to congratulate Governor Bryan. And so with that, I will turn over this afternoon's briefing to the Department of Health. Assistant Commissioner Malloy.
Thank you, Director Mota. Good afternoon, beautiful people of the United States Virgin Islands, and thank you for the opportunity to provide COVID-19 update today on behalf of Health Commissioner Justa Encarnacion. Our active cases continue to tick up following the Carnival festivities. Today, we have a total of 50 active cases territory-wide, 44 on St. Thomas, 6 on St. Croix, and 0 on St. John. And our hospitalizations territory-wide totals 3. There are 0 hospitalizations at the 1F Louis Hospital on St. Croix and 3 hospitalizations at the Roy Schneider Regional Medical Center on St. Thomas. Our positivity rate is up at 11.5%. As you know, on Thursday, May 11th, the federal public health emergency for COVID-19 comes to an end. The World Health Organization ended the global emergency on Friday, May 5th, and Governor Bryan ended the territory state of the emergency for COVID on June 30th, 2022. The COVID-19 pandemic phase has ended. However, the virus remains, and we encourage our residents, especially those with compromised immune systems, to take precautions to protect your health. With the end of the pandemic, the Virgin Islands Department of Health turns its attention to long COVID, which is not one condition, but instead possibly several overlapping conditions with different causes and with different sets of risk factors. The department will be tracking the cases of long COVID in the territory and providing support to the providers as recommendations are developed. If you are experiencing persistent symptoms after having a COVID infection, please report this to your doctor. Becoming vaccinated against COVID-19 and remaining up to date with the current booster recommendation is the best protection against developing long COVID. The Virgin Islands Department of Health continues to provide the flu vaccine and the COVID vaccine to the community, free as long as supplies last, to everyone aged 6 months or older. For information about locations and times for vaccines, please call our offices at 340-718-1311 on St. Croix and 340-774-7477 for adults on St. Thomas, and 340-777-8804, extension 2600 for children on St. Thomas. On St. John, visit the VI Port Authority gravel lot on Wednesdays between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Among the ongoing consequences of COVID-19 pandemic is the negative impact on mental health of all ages, especially in minority communities. This month, we observe Mental Health Awareness Month, and the Virgin Islands Department of Health's theme is Changing the Narrative, which recognizes that we must break the stigma and open the lines of communication on mental illness in our community. As part of that effort, the department is launching its first online series called Mindfulness Mondays, which focuses on mental wellness. We invite the community to tune in at 6 p.m. tonight and on the remaining Mondays in May on our Facebook page at Virgin Islands DOH and on the Government Access Channel 27. This evening's episode on Mindfulness Mondays will focus on the signs and symptoms of suicide and the Virgin Islands Department of Health's role in supporting individuals in emotional pain. The series is being hosted by our very own Dr. Chatelle Noel, Director of the Virgin Islands Department of Health's Division of Behavioral Health, and Zulima Webster, a licensed marriage and family therapist who serves as Behavioral Health's State Prevention Coordinator. Finally, this week, we celebrate Nurses Week. On behalf of the Department of Health leadership team, I say to the nurses across the territory, thank you for all you do. However, in light of the reported increase in the temperature, Commissioner Justa Encarnacion and Assistant Commissioner Dr. Nicole Craigrell-Sims wanted to provide you with some tips for staying safe. Number one, stay hydrated, stay cool, dress appropriately, take it easy, check on others, know the signs of heat stroke, seek medical attention if necessary. And with that, thank you, and back to you, Director Mota.
Thank you, Assistant Commissioner Malloy, and I too would like to echo your sentiments on wishing all of the nurses in the territory and nurse practitioners a happy National Nurses Week. In closing this afternoon, I want to extend congratulations on behalf of the Governor to all the graduates in the class of 2023, their families and their loved ones celebrating their graduation during the commencement activities this and next weekend. This is certainly a happy time, and we wish all of you the best in your future endeavors. Also, this coming Sunday, May 14th, is Mother's Day, and I also want to take this time to wish all the mothers in our community a happy Mother's Day on behalf of Governor Bryan and everyone in the Brian Roach administration. We had a quick and short briefing for you this afternoon, but we thought it was important to make sure that we congratulated our graduates and that the Department of Health get some of that critical COVID information to the community. And so with that, I will open up to any questions from the media, and I'm being signaled that we do not have any this afternoon. And so with that, I will conclude this afternoon's briefing, and we will see you all next week, Monday, which is May 15th. I always try not to give a date because I sometimes get that wrong, but I'm pretty confident that next week, Monday, is May 15th. And so we'll see you here next week, Monday at 1 p.m. Thank you and have a good afternoon.